My name is Stephanie Vigil, and I am an Educational Technology Leadership Master's candidate for Lamar University. My field study video for Class 5352 is a participation video. I chose option 1, Campus Vision, focusing on the development, articulation, implementation, and stewardship of a campus vision. I interviewed 2 faculty instructors from the high school that I am teaching at, Susan and Sandy, and a superintendent from a different school district, Mr. Vigil. Each of my faculty instructor interviewees have been teaching for over 20 years for the same district and serve as mentor teachers for each of their campuses. Mr. Vigil has been the superintendent for his campus for over 12 years. Both of my teachers are active participants of leadership teams for their school and were aware of the campus vision statement. And were also active participants in the original development and just recently revision of this statement. All of my interviewees said that their campus does have a written vision statement, and it can be found on teacher handbook, school website, the school letterheads. Susan even remembers when it used to be up in all of our classrooms, but given the changes and mobility now of our school, we no longer have that. About 15 years ago, my teachers that were part of this interview process were participants of a school WASC review, which is the school's accrediting process. And it was here that the campus vision statement was first developed. Mr. Vigil stated that when he first started working for his district, there was not a clear vision, and that was one of the first items that he addressed, was the development of a clear vision statement for the school. In developing the vision, he included all stakeholders through surveys, meetings with leadership team, board members involving community members, parents, and students. The teachers from my campus have recently completed a WASC review and feel that the school's vision statement is on target. Both Susan and Sandy feel that the vision statement for our school clearly describes the goals and purpose of our school. They feel that the vision for our school also addresses the challenges that our campus faces, given that our high school is an alternative high school where students are met independently. This vision statement highlights this by using words such as individualized, personal responsibility. Mr. Vigil stated that he feels that his campus vision statement does set the target, but the challenge has been meeting the goals of that target. Additional challenges that he faces right now are the regulatory changes being placed on school performance. Mr. Vigil said what was the target has now become a moving target and is creating new challenges. Given this, he feels that it would be a good idea for his school to revisit and possibly revise their campus vision statement. All the interviewees were in agreement that a vision statement development is a shared responsibility of all stakeholders of the school. It should include teachers, administration, classified staff, parents, students, and community members. When asked about the stewardship of the vision, all interviewees agreed that it is walking the talk, exemplifying the vision through communication and actions in and out of the classroom, on and off campus. This field experience went better than I thought it would. I thought I would have a difficult time scheduling the interviews since we all work at different locations. Also, my fellow teachers were reticent about participating in this interview. However, I made sure they were aware that it was not going to be shared publicly, and I did send them questions ahead of time and communicated and stressed I wanted honest answers. I didn't want appropriate answers or correct answers. Of course, the additional bonus of a Starbucks probably helped convince them in participating. All of the interviews went well. My technical concern was that I had was making sure that both of us would be able to be visible and audible with the recording equipment being used. So I felt like we were a little tight in our interview, seated a little close, but I didn't want to redo the interviews and lose the authenticity of their answers. I do not believe there's anything I would change about this activity. The suggested prompts and questions provided through the practicum were very helpful. And the discussions that I had with all of my interviewees before and after the interviews been very insightful. The interviews gave me an awareness of how the vision of a school needs to be actively acted upon through all stakeholders. And clarity and understanding of the vision is necessary. The interviews also created post-discussions with my colleagues. We all agreed that our vision statement clearly states our school purpose. However, we agreed we'd like to see further development of concrete and measurable action steps to demonstrate the vision within our teaching, strategies for continuous improvement for our school. How can we show that a student has developed personal responsibility? How can we show growth in interpersonal relationships? As an administrator, I feel that school-wide awareness and application of the vision statement is necessary for continual growth and development. It needs to be the guide for direction and decision-making for the entire school. An administrator needs to find ways to keep the vision statement active, alive, and fresh. Vision statement's not just words on a letterhead or a website, but it also needs to be communicated through many different ways. It is our behavior and actions that represent and share what guides our school on what we are hoping to become. A question that all schools should ask themselves is this: how can our behavior make our school vision a reality? Thank you.